We'll go ahead and get started, and I'll disable the waiting room and we'll get it going.
Okay, so welcome to the December West Virginia Entrepreneurship Ecosystem Call. Thank you all for being here. It's almost the holidays. We've got one more, and then we're going to start out 2024 strong. So in the spirit of making sure we start out the new year strong, Amber, do you want to talk about making sure we have everyone re-register for the calls?
Yes, so we have had a couple folks message that the calendar invites are no longer showing up, and that's just because the way that our Zoom registration was set up, the end date happened. So I added several more. So in order to get those back on your calendar, if you want to go ahead and re-register while we're on here, that would probably be the easiest to make sure we're getting those. And I told Tara, like, I think I spanned it out to 2028. So now you're with us till 2028. If you re-register. So that link's in there, and we want to give you a second to re-register just so those are on the calls for you.
All right, so we'll give everyone a minute to take the link in the chat and make sure you re-register to get that onto your calendar.
Oh, Andy, thanks for helping me.
Yeah, you need the link. It's not working there.
But I did have it.
Okay, so Amber, are we good? Can I start off with the entrepreneur spotlight?
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
Okay, Yuri, we're going to send it over to you to tell us a little bit about CMI2 as you're our entrepreneur spotlight for the day.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks, Tara, for this opportunity, and thanks everybody for joining. So about CMI2. So CMI2 stands for the Civil Military Innovation Institute. We are actually a nonprofit based in Morgantown. We let's see, we started in 2014 with just 2 employees, and are now currently at about 120 employees with 14 offices, 15 offices roughly, most of which are in the US. So we also have 2 in Europe. So the focus of our business is the development, commercialization, and transition of technologies that emanate from the DoD or from the military. And that can come from different forms and different fashions and different parts. Primarily, it comes from problem sets that the various branches of the military put forth in terms of technology opportunities or challenges that are being faced. But most specifically and most importantly to our work are the work that we do in collaboration with soldiers and with defenders of the various constituents and parts of the DoD. So we actually work hand in hand with soldiers, sailors, pilots, Marines, etc., that are bringing live problems from the battlefield that need to be developed. So that could be refinement of technology, it could be introductions of new technology. Most commonly, it is the application of technology that's been at least partially developed by a startup or by an academic institution that meets the criteria and the needs of a particular battlefront or engagement requirement. And so when I think about our business, it kind of breaks down into a couple of verticals. As I described, sort of cultivating these problem sets from these various parts of the DoD, most notably from the defenders, is kind of what we do, and that's what we're contracted to do. For the Army, primarily the Army, but we also support the other parts of the armed forces. In one of the ways we accomplish that is through a traditional definition of a problem set and identification of a provider. In some cases, as I mentioned, it's a startup. In a lot of cases, it might be an academic institution. In some cases, another non-for-profit. But we develop and cultivate the problem statement. We see through the completion of a set of task orders that deliver the solution that is needed. So that's kind of one. So the value add that we bring is we hold the developing parties accountable. It's not a grant; these are contracts, and we oversee from a very kind of a prescriptive project management perspective the completion of that work. The most important part, I think, and the most rewarding part of what we do is really we foster and catalyze the relationship with the warrior, the soldier. And we do that in a couple of different ways. So we have on site at several, right now, 6 military bases, we have active environments in which we facilitate the development of those technologies or the development or the completion of problem solving efforts. We have makerspace environments in most of those locations where we can actually prototype and model and simulate, and in a lot of cases produce first articles that respond to these challenges. And we also have a facility in Clay County, several hundred acres, where we can stage live battlefield theater simulations, where we can bring in the soldiers, we could bring in the technology, the suppliers of the technology, the Army or the Navy or the Air Force or the Marines Directorate, and simulate as close as it gets to an actual battlefield environment, so we can prove out the technology, we can get the voice of the customer feedback, and ultimately advance the completion and the execution of these problem sets. Additionally, as part of that activity, we in Morgantown, which is where we're headquartered, we run a small fund, and I would call it more of a startup fund. It's kind of a combination incubator fund where we have taken in 6 of these cases technologies that have been developed by entrepreneur startups, small firms, and in some cases academics, and cultivate those as startups, and in some cases allow these startups to mature to the point where they could be either acquired or sold off or continue to kind of organically grow. And then the last part of our business is economic development. As I go back to, and I mentioned the activity we have in Clay County. I mean, Clay County is a distressed area, as I think all of us know, with the demise of the coal industry. We were able to acquire a parcel of land there where we do these battlefield simulations, and as part of that, we've brought a supply chain in. We've worked very closely with the school district to develop and augment their curricula. So we've actually hired several graduates from the Clay County High School to support our activities there, and continue to sort of develop that as an ecosystem, and a model for how a distressed community might be able to be at least partly recovered and interacted with in a way that creates jobs, and also allows sort of a rebirth of the curriculum model that's being employed in that particular school district. So
very cool. Thank you, Yuri. I hate to have to cut this short.
No.
Good information, but we appreciate you. If you wouldn't mind putting your contact information in the chat, and if there's any specific asks or any connections you're looking for, that would be really good. Next, we're going to throw it over to our partner spotlight, which is Invest Appalachia. Balin, you want to hop on here and tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Hey folks, yeah, let me try and screen share. Can everyone see this okay? Awesome. Okay, hey, it's great to be with you all. My name is Balin Campbell. I'm the Director of Community Impact with Invest Appalachia, and IA is a blended capital impact investing platform serving the what the ARC defines as the Central Appalachian region. So all of West Virginia and the Appalachian counties of Kentucky, Ohio, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. And I'm calling in from and based in Hazard, Kentucky, where I'm originally from. So IA's model is, in true Appalachian form, a bit of a patchwork quilt. We are part 501c3 nonprofit that acts as a grant-making intermediary and an LLC investment fund. And we utilize a mix of different forms of capital to help leverage investment into rural communities to support rural entrepreneurs and community-aligned projects. Our goal is to create greater access to capital in rural areas. So that first and foremost starts by taking an ecosystem approach, working with partners across the region. I was designed in partnership with the ARC, the region's community foundations, CDFIs, and other partners. Catalytic capital, which I'll talk about more, but this is philanthropic resources that we use very much like loan products. So a mix of credit enhancements, loan loss reserves, loan guarantees, and recoverable grants, as well as some technical assistance grants to help ensure that we can get a project from investment worthy to investment ready. And once that project is investment ready, we work with regional lenders, CDFIs, and our own investment fund to put money behind these projects. And I does this both using our catalytic capital and investment capital. We position those in a subordinate fashion in order to leverage more money in and absorb risk. Catalytic capital is very much in a philanthropic space that is a bit newer, somewhat innovative in different ways. But what it does for us is it allows us to have flexibility to plug very critical gaps within the region's investment ecosystem. So generally what we do is apply a but-for test when we're looking at projects. So ensuring that there needs to be a clear case that a project would not have been able to leverage investment but for the use of catalytic capital and or IA's engagement within a project. Our goal is to build wealth within the region, but also create healthier communities. We're focused on 4 priority sectors that are reflected here. These were determined using a social determinants of health analysis in the region. And so we're working in clean energy, placemaking, community health, and food and agriculture. So if you are involved in one of these 4 sectors or know someone who is, we'd love to know what you're working on. Our work is designed to be accountable to community as well. So separate of our board of directors, IA's organizational model has a community advisory council, which is a self-governing body within our organization that consists of practitioners who are working in community and economic development at the local level. They set our priorities, they help inform our pipeline, data collection, and ensure that IA is deploying resources in alignment with what communities want and with what communities need. So we're really working to ensure that we're breaking down those barriers within philanthropy, those barriers within lending, and community development to ensure that we're creating greater access to capital for all entrepreneurs. Here's a list of our advisory council members. It's a really amazing group of folks. You can reach out to them if you want to learn more, as well as reaching out to myself. Here's just a brief overview of some of the projects that are in our portfolio to date. These numbers actually need to be updated. We're right at 30 projects, over 30 projects in our portfolio now at the end of the year, and really excited to continue building a pipeline that is reflective of community needs. So really excited to learn more about your all's work and would be happy to connect one-on-one.
Thank you so much, Balin, for dropping in. If you wouldn't mind, can you put your information in the chat? We're really excited to be partnering with Invest Appalachia, and we're looking forward to seeing you at Bridging Innovation Week.
Thanks so much for having me. And yeah, I'll drop my info right now.
Perfect. Thank you. Eva Tor, how can we help you?
Well, as Tara said, I'm Eva Tor. I'm a student at WVU and the founder and CEO of EBT Technologies LLC, a company in the horse industry. A few of you might know me from Bridging Innovation, where I competed with my portable saddle stand. I'm still working on that. Yeah, still working on that. Currently in the small batch manufacturing stage there. And while that is going on, I've recently started a new project, which is why I'm here today. So the new product that I'm developing is a helmet within the horse industry. And I'm looking for a few things for this project. So obviously there's going to be a lot of research and development that goes into it because it's a helmet. So I'd like to find institutes that specialize in concussion research or head trauma research within the state of West Virginia who can help me do the research and development. I'm also looking for materials engineers who specialize in either gel or foam. I'm meeting with Intermed Labs tomorrow. That's a medical engineering firm here in Morgantown. But if anyone has any other ideas of engineers who might be, or engineering firms who might be particularly helpful with this project, that would be great. I'm completely open to any and all ideas. Really, this is a product that I would like to develop entirely in West Virginia and be able to say that this came out of West Virginia. So I'm trying to keep as much of that within the state as I can, so I don't have to go to other institutions like Virginia Tech or Ohio State or anything for this research and development. This next one's not an urgent need, but it is something that I'll be considering in the future, and that is funding. So if anyone knows of any funding, pots of money that might be available for some sort of concussion research technology, that would be excellent. So those are my primary needs. I'll drop my contact info into the chat. And if anybody would like to speak with me further about this or has any ideas, you can just reach out and that would be great.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And if you don't mind, if you also want to summarize your asks in the chat, we'll put them in the follow-up as well. It goes to a lot of additional stakeholders. So thanks, Eva. Appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you.
Next, we have Adam Kenny, who's going to talk about Acres Morgantown application process. So Adam, you want to join us?
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate the time. Going to share screen. Hopefully I don't burn 2 minutes trying to share it. But I probably will.
I'll wait to start your timer.
That's so generous of you.
Thank you.
Okay, are we seeing my browser? Are we seeing my browser now? Great. So appreciate the time a couple of months ago to go over the ACRE program in general. We're in 5 communities so far. Wheeling is another West Virginia community we've been in for about a year. Really thrilled to launch the program now in Morgantown. The application is open, but we're going to do heavy PR probably the beginning of next month. Again, I've done a presentation before, so I don't want to look at more slides, but I wanted folks to actually see the page. It's acrepartners.org/apply. A couple of things that we're really excited about, and it relates to some of the connections we've actually made through this platform and this group. ACRE always has partners when it sets up in a different community, but we're really enthusiastic about what we're doing with the partners specifically in Morgantown. Main Street, Morgantown, our Monongahela area Arts Center, and entrepreneurship ecosystem experts. We're working with them on the ACRE program. They'll be launching at the same time a program that will complement ACRE. And what's most exciting is to actually possibly reactivate the MAC with entrepreneurial activity. So we're really excited about that possible outcome. One thing I want to make note of here, and this is what I highlighted below, is it's for rural businesses that identify with Morgantown as sort of their natural hub for their creative ecosystem and their creative economy. So they don't necessarily have to be from that county. When we started ACRE Wheeling, we had folks from Morgantown that were willing to make the commute to participate. They don't have to do that now. So again, from Monongalia County or adjacent counties, or that's totally acceptable. And it's pretty clear in all the application materials. But I just want to reemphasize that we have to pick a destination, but it's really for rural makers that are somewhat decentralized. And that's it. So if you guys could help disseminate, it'd be helpful.
Yes, I dropped that link in the chat. And Adam, if you would like to drop your contact information, if anyone has questions, but we are really excited to be partnering with you and Bridgeway Capital and really appreciate your continued support. Okay, so next, Missy, can you talk to us about the jobs for West Virginia graduates? I hear that you need some help in Logan County.
Yes. Hello, my name's Missy Fortune from Logan County. I teach at Logan High School. I teach a course, Jobs for West Virginia Graduates. This is our 3rd year. We are trying to branch out and get into our national competition, but this year is a practice year for us. We are going to participate in the Bridging Innovations conference later in the year or next year. But my problem is I have been a classroom teacher for 37 years. My only goal in life was to be a classroom teacher. Now I have no clue on anything about a business plan. In theory, I could study and teach myself about a business plan, but I feel like I would be more effective for my students since they're going to have to compete if I can get an expert to come and help me go over business plans with my students. I would appreciate someone who could come in and spend a morning with me. I have 3 classes that last from 8 o'clock in the morning till 11 o'clock in the morning. I am using the National Career Association Competitive Events Handbook for the business plan. I would be glad to share that with anybody. And hopefully someone would be willing to come to Logan High and give me some help, because our kids are really loving our Jobs for West Virginia's graduates program, and we would like to start the competitive aspect of it this year.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm sure we can find somebody to get their boots on the ground for you. So that would, yep, look at that. We already got some folks. So perfect.
Right.
That's what we're here for. So thanks, Missy, for reaching out and asking for some help, and we'll get you some folks to support your students.
Thank you for all your help.
Absolutely. Next we have guys, we're really getting to this, like, let's help people goal of the ecosystem. So next we have Taryn Quinlan with Curated Wonder, who also has a request for help.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Amber and Tara. I'm Taryn Quinlan. I'm located in Morgantown, and I have a small business here, just about a year old at this point. Last fall, I left my corporate job of 18 years at Under Armour and decided to dive into a passion project of mine, experiences, travel, things like that. So I have created a business called Curated Wonder, in which I create different kits, activities, and things to do to go explore and learn about West Virginia. And then I also do custom kits for outside of the country, you know, all different things that come along. But I think that the main challenge, I mean, obviously as a solo entrepreneur, you have lots of challenges, but my main challenge that I'm having right now is that I'm a one-woman show. I am the CEO, and I'm the person packing the boxes, and I'm coming up with the ideas, and I'm talking to, you know, all different other, you know, small businesses on collaborations. I'm ordering materials, but I can't get to all of the social media. I just feel like and you can't not be there. I feel like you have to be there. I do have Facebook, I have Instagram, I have a website, but it feels like I'm not in a place that I can hire somebody full time. But I know that I can't do everything. And so I think I'm looking for either, you know, people that could do part-time, you know, to help me kind of figure out some things, or even just, you know what, stop focusing there and, you know, spend your energy and your time here, because that's not worth it. But I know it's ever changing. And, you know, is it a reel? Is it supposed to be TikTok? Is it supposed to be these different things? Am I supposed to post 10 stories a day? And it, you know, it feels like there's all these different ideas of how to do that. So I think it's really, I'm sure other entrepreneurs run into this where they can't do all the pieces. So it's just really kind of augmenting, and whether, you know, there's bartering and trading, whether there's part-time or, you know, just coffee help, you know, would be great, of just kind of helping me on the right track there.
Perfect. Thank you. And then Taryn, I'll encourage you to put some follow-up in the chat, put your email, put exactly what you're asking for, and we'll put that in the follow-up as well. But appreciate you hopping on, and definitely acknowledge that entrepreneurs can't do everything. So appreciate the ask. Perfect.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Next, we have Kristen, who's going to talk to us about the West Virginia Recreational Economies Initiative. Kristen?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll keep it short and sweet. I know we have a pretty tight agenda here. Just to kind of follow up on what Taryn was saying, I'm actually from Partner Community Capital, and one of our strategic initiatives is the West Virginia Women's Business Center, and it sounds like you would be a great fit for that. So if you want contact information on that as well, please reach out to me. But today, of course, my name is Kristen Beveridge, but I'm the West Virginia Recreational Economies Initiative Manager for PCAP, which was formerly known as NCIF. And it's a brand new program. It just launched in October of 2022. It's also a strategic initiative of PCAP. And we just wrapped up one full year. We had one full year of a staffed program. And our program it's really great just because it's a little bit differentiated that we can serve the entire state of West Virginia, focusing on tourism and recreation businesses, but we can also serve nonprofits as well. So I think that's really unique. We offer in-house services, we offer third-party technical assistance services, trainings, workshops, and so much more. It's a really great gap filler for some of these organizations that just need a little bit of funding from point A to point B, or just some basic technical assistance. So I'll put our one pager that's super detailed in the chat, along with my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me if you have anything going on tourism and recreation related or trails related. Please give me a call or send me an email. I would love to hear from you. So just shooting my stuff in the chat now. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, 10 seconds to spare. Good job, Kristen. Thank you so much for coming on. We'll get your information put out. Raquel, can you tell us about West Virginia Ready and your need for interns?
There I am, unmuted. Hi, everybody. Thank you for this time to talk with y'all. So I am with Stewart's Individual Placements, which is a program of Conservation Legacy. Conservation Legacy is one of the United States' largest conservation service organizations, and Stewart's is based right here in Southern West Virginia. So I work with West Virginia Ready, and that is an initiative that we started a couple years ago, geared towards, has two prongs. One is to build outdoor recreation and economy and ecotourism in West Virginia, and supporting communities and organizations that are trying to accomplish that. The other prong of that is giving career pathways and creating these opportunities for young adults to stay in West Virginia and work within the conservation realm. We work with nonprofits, government agencies, and the like, and nonprofits. So this is an AmeriCorps program, so we have to have a nonprofit. However, there are some workarounds so that if you are a small business or a private entity, if you are working with, let's say, a tourism agency or a county or an economic development, we can partner that way so that we can best support you. Currently, we have 4 sites that are recruiting for members. The AmeriCorps members make $600 a week, and they get an education award that they can use towards tuition in West Virginia. In West Virginia, if you are using the education award, you can get the rest of your tuition and fees waived for the rest of your semester if you are using it. We also have applications open for sites. So we currently have 6 sites that we can place this year. If you would like to host a member, I'm going to place the application link in the chat box, along with a PowerPoint if you want to learn more information. We have a part of a grant to cover part of the cost. So it's a reduced cost for sites if you are interested. I will put my information in the chat if you want to learn more. Thank you all so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Definitely a good opportunity for folks to look into. All right, Cooper, take us into talking about the Almost Heaven Classic.
I will. Thank you, Amber. A lot of familiar faces, Valerie, Travis, Taryn, how are you guys? But yeah, look, the Almost Heaven Classic is Mountaineer Media's flagship event. Mountaineer Media is a podcast and a creative media agency that I co-founded about 3.5 years ago. We tell West Virginia stories. We interview influential West Virginians. We try to have long form, pretty raw, I call them, honest, deep conversations about the state, the challenges, the opportunities. That's our media company's initiative. But the Almost Heaven Classic, which I would love to formally invite everyone here to, because you guys are exactly the caliber of people that we want to attend our event, is our flagship event. The very first one was this year in Canaan Valley. We had over 200 people attend the networking session on Friday night. We had a live panel discussion on stage. And then the very next day is a giant golf tournament with 30 teams competing. So we just announced and launched about 12 days ago our 2024 Almost Heaven Classic. We're going to bring it to the New River Gorge National Park. We have Friday nights going to be Adventures on the Gorge. We have a private concert. We've got Curtis Fleming from Fly Rock Chronicles speaking. It's going to be networking, drinks, really just a celebration and a connection opportunity for professionals, your board of directors, your executive team, entrepreneurs, people looking for new jobs. All that's going to take place on Friday outside of Fayetteville. Then on Saturday, the golf tournament is actually already sold out. We sold out in 12 days. We had 30 teams competing in our golf tournament down at Glade Springs. So there's still tremendous opportunity for everyone to gather, attend on Friday, meet people, get funding, make connections, build your business. And we welcome you all to all attend. And I hope to meet you there next June on June 7th and 8th in Southern West Virginia.
All right. Thanks, Coop. We had so much fun at the Almost Heaven Classic this year, and we're really looking forward to next year. All right. I just wanted to quickly remind everyone that Ignite West Virginia entries are now open. They are due January 18th by noon. If you'd like to find out more information, you can check out the website or email me, and I'll drop my contact information in the chat. All right, Amber, you want to take us home with some Bridging Innovation reminders, Bridging Innovation Week reminders?
Yep, and then we have a new corner right after I do that quick introduction that we're excited to talk about. And then, of course, Mark with Business Link has his monthly updates. But just a few reminders, our call for speakers for Bridging Innovation Week's Entrepreneurship Ecosystem Conference was extended to this Friday. So if you haven't already and you're interested in putting in a proposal, we'll drop the link for that. We have two tracks, one's entrepreneurs and one is entrepreneur support orgs. So we're really trying to make some meaningful content for our attendees this year. So we'd encourage anybody and everyone to put in an application to speak. We're really making that sourced by the ecosystem. So we also have sponsorships available and our registration and room blocks are currently open. So we'll drop the links in the chat and in the follow-up email, but look forward to seeing everyone at Bridging Innovation Week. So without further ado, we are going to be adding an SBDC corner, and Mary Hott has been volunteered to be our first partner spotlight from SBDC. So Mary, we'll let you take it away and talk a little bit about InTech.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to unmute myself too. Hi, everybody. So I'm with the West Virginia Small Business Development Center, and I volunteered, as she said. I can figure out how to move my screen here. There we go. So I'm just going to give an overview first of what SBDC means, a Small Business Development Center. There's one in every state. It's partially funded by the Small Business Administration, the SBA, that is, and we are also an agency of the West Virginia Department of Economic Development. So this map here shows our center and some extra offices, extra centers are located in the Charleston, Huntington area, but then we have centers across the state with business coaches. And so what this is free business coaching, basically. So reach out for some of that free business coaching. For me, my job is to run this InTech program, this Innovation Technology Program. It is a partnership of West Virginia Tech Connect, or Tech Connect West Virginia, and the West Virginia Small Business Development Center that I provide, or coaches provide, or I seek out other coaches or other support services to provide regular business services. And then I have innovation, technology, commercialization kind of program services within the program. And then I manage a state fund that is specifically for SBIR, STTR matching. So I'll explain all of that here in a second. So that InTech, innovation technology services in particular. Again, some businesses, you're in a research lab or whatever, and you've never even thought about, I got to start a business in order to actually apply even for, funding in a lot of places. So some of it is just strategic planning and business readiness, that basic business coaching. And then there's that commercialization planning part that's specific to technology and innovation. Another big part of what the InTech program services do are identify SBIR and STTR opportunities and provide that support for proposal writing. And then a huge part of what I do is making those connections to resource partners, just like what we're doing right here. So, you know, like I'm already like writing down CMI2, Invest Appalachia, you know, writing down some of these partners, because other partners, Vertex Partners is somebody that, you know, we work with frequently also, and then other business centers across the state. So what is this STTR this SBIR STTR? Just an overview really quick. It is a program of the SBA. It's a federal funding program specifically for innovation and research and technology. All right, it's considered America's largest seed fund. That's, I mean, and it truly is. The amount of the millions of dollars, you know, that are placed into these federal agencies specifically for these SBIR and STTR grants or contracts is pretty huge. They're very highly competitive too. So you definitely need the support, in some cases, a lot of support in order to apply for these things. But the SBIR is Small Business Innovation Research, STTR, Small Business Technology Transfer, with that technology transfer part being specifically geared towards being involved with a university or a research center that helps develop the technology, and then, you know, you want to help transfer the intellectual property and licensing, you know, between. So that's what the difference is between the STTR. Again, it's been around since 1982, and it was found, you know, it was created in the federal government in order to increase the United States, you know, competitiveness in technology and innovation. So that's the purpose. There's 11 federal agencies, Department of Defense being one and being the largest pot of money, NIH being the next one down, and then it goes down from there as far as the amount of funding that's available. So one of the ways that we support this is a training series. And this week, this Thursday, there is the next one. And this is a really good one to attend because this particular training, they're on Thursdays at noon. This is the rest of the schedule. And these slides, I believe, will be given to you so that you can, you know, see them, see the schedule. But you can also go connect with me. We have BBC Consulting is doing that training, and we are also providing some one-on-one free coaching support with BBC on some of your initial proposal work, as well as some other resources for that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mary, for all the work you do around SBIR and STTR. We know that you are a champion, and we really appreciate all the work that you do. And we will certainly send out these slides. And if you wouldn't mind, can you share your email address in the chat for anyone that has direct questions?
Okay.
Perfect. And we're going to send it over to Mark. Mark, buddy, what's going on with West Virginia Business Link?
Thank you, guys. Again, my name is Mark Burdett. I'm the program coordinator for West Virginia Business Link. And it's great to see a lot of familiar faces. And also, I love going through the pages to see who I know and some of the folks I don't know. So welcome to those folks that are new. I want to tell you a little bit about Business Link. But first, I want to, for all those who are actually receiving the email newsletter, I want to drop this in the chat. Would love for you guys to fill out the survey. Been at this for a couple years now, and really want to push back on you guys that get the newsletter. We want to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, what you would like. We really serve two audiences, the entrepreneurs and the resource partners. So we really want to be thoughtful and receptive on your guys' honest feedback on what you would like to see. So I highly encourage you to do that. So if you're not on our newsletter, you can go to West Virginia Business Link, or I'm going to drop this other information here in the chat, all my contact information. So feel free to register. And I want to remind you guys, if you're not on Business Link, feel free to get connected. If you're a resource partner that provides services to entrepreneurs, you are a candidate. So please go to that page under the resource navigator and join the network. That's how you get connected to the ecosystem here on West Virginia Business Link. We're always looking for your online events. The link is there in the chat. And I think that's just about it. I know everybody, I do want to thank everyone this past year who has contributed to West Virginia Business Link content. I'm really envious of Ariana. I've been watching her walk this whole time on her treadmill. I think it's awesome. So like Ariana and many others have contributed this year, thank you guys for taking the time. You always have an open mic here on West Virginia Business Link, whether you're an entrepreneur or a resource partner. If you have valuable content to share, you are more than welcome to submit that. We would love to have you guys get engaged in that way. So thank you for the time. I'll give you back 2.5 minutes.
Perfect. Thanks, Mark. Now is the time of our agenda where it's open for any comments, any upcoming opportunities that haven't been covered. Feel free to drop that information in the chat as well, or hop off mute if you're interested. But I just want to say again, I put this in the chat earlier, but I feel like today I really felt the power of partnership and passion come through. I felt like every time there was an ask, there were 5 people jumping on to say they could help or had somebody that could help. So I want to just thank you all for your continued participation and involvement. It's hard to get volunteers to hop on every month, and we just continue to grow. So appreciate all of you and your willingness to lend a hand to the work that we're doing. So I see a couple people put something in the chat. Adam, do you want to talk a little bit about YNST, what you've got going on?
Yeah, sure. So December 22nd, we are having our first event, which I'm very excited about. We've been working with this brand new gallery that just opened in Fairmont, which is called 228. It's a really amazing space. And we've been working with them to curate a new gallery, the first show that they're going to have in their space. And we're having an opening reception / holiday party in Fairmont on December 22nd. You're all invited. It's going to be fun. We'll have food and drinks and be merry. So bring an ugly sweater and come see some really good art. I'm excited. That's it.
Perfect. Anybody else want to say anything?
I do want to shout out to Adam. Awesome cover on the second issue, man. Really, really good. I'm a rock star fan. I love rock music. Loved it. It's good stuff.
Appreciate that so much because we really struggled to have a cover for so long. So that picture sort of fell into our lap. So I appreciate it.
My favorite thing is when I see YNST in the wild. I was at a bookstore in Charleston. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is the coolest thing ever. So that's awesome. Sarah, do you want to hop off and talk a little bit about the judges for the State Leadership Conference?
Absolutely. I'm Sarah Walmsley at the West Virginia Department of Education. I oversee Future Business Leaders of America, which is a career and technical student organization where students get to pursue different business careers, everything from accounting to business plans to different IT fields and computer science and even UX design. So there are over 77 different competitions. We usually take about 3 judges per competition. So if you do the math, that's a lot of judges that we need. This year it will be in Kingwood, West Virginia, which is near Fairmont, if you're not familiar, and it will be at Camp Dawson. Judges get provided with a free breakfast and a gift for their time to judge. And it's a great experience for all involved, and you get to meet high school students and see what the potential of these students are as they go through it. This year, we will be having it on March 8th, and it will be from about 8 a.m. to about 1 p.m. is what you would need to block off your day. And come out if you're interested in judging. I put in a Microsoft form. You can fill out that form, and as more information comes available when we get closer to it at the beginning of the new year, we'll start sending out information and training on that. But everyone that's ever judged has always came back and said it's a wonderful experience. So if you're interested in meeting some of those high school students and seeing whether they're accomplishing, I encourage you to join.
Yes, it is a fun time, Sarah. Any other announcements?
I do. Miranda with Seed Spot.
Okay. Got it, Miranda. Over to you.
All right, we just opened applications here at Seed Spot for a community health incubator. This program comes with $15K in non-diluted grants, potential investment of $200K after the incubator. It's fully funded, and we are accepting applications. So if you have entrepreneurs in your ecosystem who are developing solutions for the unhoused, senior care, access to education, childcare, these are the types of solutions that we're looking to fund through this program. I'll drop some information in the chat. Thank you all for being here.
That's great. I love to hear it, Miranda. We're excited to learn more about that. And I just wanted to mention one more time for those who live by their calendar, I do it too. Make sure to re-register with our Zoom link. Amber has extended it to 2028, but if you want it on your calendar, it does run out this month. So to get it back on your calendar for January, just make sure you click that link and re-register.
Appreciate you guys as I work through that process. I think I put 4 different links in the chat, so please use Tara's link. All right. Well, if no one else has any updates, I would just want to say thank you all and happy holidays. And we hope you all have a great time and relaxation over the break. But we'll get right back at it in the new year and are excited to be with you all and continue to work on this partnership together. So appreciate you all a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Happy
guys.
holidays.